everybody? Chaos Gamer here, and yes, we are back with some more My Hero Ultra Impact. And in today's video, we're going to be showcasing the brand new purple TOGA that dropped in game recently. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's blow this shit right the hell up. And ladies and gentlemen, let us get started with today's video. And you can let me know down below, number one, how is your day going? Number two, how do you feel about this TOGA, whether you watched me or you used it yourself? And number three, how is your New Year's resolution going? I hope it's going good, but if it's off to a rocky start or you feel like you're about to lose the motivation, just try to do a whole restart on it and just go from the beginning once again. I think that's a great way for people that are starting to lose interest in their New Year's resolution or starting to fall off on it. Just restart and pick yourself back up with it. So let's start off with the TOGA's kit, which is going to be the Plus Ultra Move Gravity Drop. Restores character's HP by 20% relative to the damage dealt for one turn when character is Bloodthirsty. For those of you that don't know what Bloodthirsty is, when dealing damage to an opponent, they are also inflicted additional bleeding damage. If the opponent is already bleeding, the bleeding damage dealt increases. Now, while this does sound good, for those of you that don't know, we do have a whole meta going on where now characters do have the ability to limit the amount of status ailments you can have on a character. Also, before that, though, that was a thing. We had characters that straight up nullify status ailments for 2 turns. And just for the third thing, I know it hurts. It's like I'm stabbing you in the wound with the heart, but I just gotta let you know, Armored All Might does have an increased resistance to bleeding as well. So if they are running it on the team, most likely you won't be seeing this pop off as much. Now, let's get into the other part of the Plus Ultra. Deals 450% damage to all opponents with a low chance of stunning the opponents for 2 turns and a high chance of making the opponent bleed for 3 turns. This skill automatically gains Bullseye, so that's a good thing. First action skill, which is going to be Knife Carnival, or if you want to say Carnival, but I like being funny, so it's Carnival. Deals 300% damage to all opponents and decreases all opponents' defense by 30% with a medium chance of making the opponent bleed for 3 turns. Again, let me remind you guys about the limited of status ailments, so you probably either get one or the other. Where did we leave off at? Gives character ability to use 2 normal attacks for 3 turns, and then this buff cannot be cancelled, blocked, or restricted. The skill gains Bullseye for free, and then the enhances bonus effect. Restores character's HP by 30% relative to the damage dealt for 1 turn when character is Bloodthirsty. The cooldown is for 4 turns. Second action skill, which is going to be Fluttering Heart, does 400% damage to a single opponent with a high chance of making the opponent bleed for 3 turns. Increases the critical hit rate of all allies by 20% for 3 turns. The skill gains Bullseye, and then enhances bonus effect when activated. Makes character Bloodthirsty for 3 turns. This buff cannot be cancelled, blocked, or restricted. The cooldown is also for 4 turns. Now, my process head so far, what I want to be doing with this TOGA is just activating the first action skill first, and then activating the second second action skill first, then the first action skill. My bad. I was mixing it up there for a second. That's what happens when you're just continuing to talk. But the reason why I do want to do that is just because, you know, I just don't see me getting the defensive drops like that or the bleeding off. So it just makes sense to try to get more damage with the first action skill than me just trying to get the debuffs with the first action skill and then just going for the second action skill to get my damage later on. I don't know if that makes sense for most people, but in my personal opinion, that makes sense to me. But if there is the instance where we can debuff, then I could definitely see an opinion of activating the first action skill first, then the second one. But like I said, most times it's not going to be happening. First auto skill, which is going to be of Deep Affection, gives character enhanced when these 2 conditions are met at the end of the turn. Number 1, after character receives HP restoration 20 times. And then number 2, after 7 turns pass from the start of battle, multi-HP restorations equal 1 HP restoration. Restores character's HP by 50% relative to damage dealt. Restores HP of all allies excluding the character by 5% after character receives HP restoration 1 time. Multi-HP restoration equal 1 HP restoration. Increases max HP of all allies by 5% after character receives HP restoration 1 time. Up to 10 times, which is going to be equaling a whopping total of 50%. Multi-HP restoration equal 1 HP restoration. Increases character's critical hit rate of all allies by 20% for 3 turns after character receives HP restoration 2 times. Ugh, I'm mixing up my words now. Multi-HP restoration equals 1 HP restoration, and then reduces cooldown time of all allies by 1 after character receives HP restoration 5 times. Multi-HP restoration equal 1 HP restoration. So first auto skill sounding pretty good, not gonna lie, with everything that she's getting. Basically, you're getting a lot of HP, even though some of it is not meant for herself. Most of it is meant for the allies, but still, you know, a support character in a way. Second auto skill, which is going to be Blood Transfusion, increases character's critical skill impact by 5% after character initiates 1 critical attack. It is stackable, and the multi-hit attacks equal 1 attack. Increases character's power by 5% after character initiates 2 critical attacks. Stackable as well. Multi-hit attacks equal 1 attack. And then reduces the effective time of temporary status ailments by 2 turns for all allies after the character initiates 3 critical attacks. Multi-hit attacks equal 1 attack. If you need an example of this effect, Summerfest Jito does this, where she reduces the temporary time that a status ailment is inflicted on you. So let's say if you have a status ailment that's going to be on you for 2 turns, congratulations, that's going to go down to 1 turn. But with the Toga's instance, let's use that as an example, that's going to be from 2 to 1, same thing. So when character gets knocked out, this is the interesting thing with this Toga. Restores HP of all allies, excluding the character, by 100%, reduces damage by 100% for 3 turns, and increases critical hit rate by 100% for 3 turns. Now, I saw this in a matchup with, like, basically the guy was running full Togas on his team, but the Togas I bet were low level, because when I was attacking them, they were still taking a lot of damage. So, that's because you received reduced damage by 100%. It doesn't mean, like, a weak character is just going to be immune to basically damage. Now, they're still going to be taking damage, but the amount of damage they should be taking is less. Now, the enhancement bonus when activated on this skill restores HP of all allies, excluding the character, by 5% after character receives HP restoration 1 time. Multi-HP restoration equal 1 HP restoration. Increase the character's bleeding hit rate when character is bloodthirsty. So that is the character's kit right here. Now we're going to be testing her out. First things first is going to be VE Tower. Then after that, it is going to be Ultra Arena. For our first attempt at VE Tower, we are going up against Hado, Uraraka, and Froppy. This is the team that we are going to be bringing. And with that being stated, let's get into the fight. And let's take an early look at how Toga is going to pop off. Now, one thing that just occurred to me in my head is that if VE Tower was still a thing, and it was the way that it still was, which is characters that give status ailments were good in these fights, this Toga would probably be amazing for this fight with what she's able to do. But since that's not the case, man, it's just like, oh, well, screw that. I really hope for the anniversary that's coming up that they really put the effort into it and just like revamp VE Tower. Just please do that, dude. Please. Like, come on, man. What is it so hard about revamping this mode? So we're going to do this, and then this. Just going to get the defensive debuff right here. Alright, 2000. Not a lot of damage right there. Now, if we activated the second action skill first, we would have saw a crit right there. And that probably would have done more damage right there. Alright, nice dodges all around the board. Alright, so now we're going to be activating this, and then this right here. Let's see how much damage we do right here. We're going to be attacking the Uraraka this time. Unless Dobby wants to kill right here for free. Alright, 34k. Alright, we even get to see the damage right there. Alright, we dodge. Nice. She's going to be burned. And then she's going to heal back up to full. Alright, now let's get some plus ultras in. Let's go. Alright, so we got Hawks first, doing 55k. Dobby's is going to be doing 93k. So I'm assuming Toga's right here has got to be doing max damage, right, Toga? Right? 55k. We get the stun and we get the bleed. Damn. We also here take a lot of damage as well. I think if anything right here, if this does a lot of damage, the AoE, this could kill right here. Alright, let's see. So then, oh my god, that did a lot of damage right there. Right, 8k. We didn't really do that much. But let's see what the bleed. Okay, the bleed didn't really do that much either. Okay, so we'll do this, and that'll be our first fight right here. Let's move on to the second fight. For fight number 2, we are going up against HIMIKO. Same team, but the only difference is now we brought Nagant. And with that being said, let's go. Let's see how much she's going to do, because this time we are changing up the style of how we're activating our action skills. We're going to be activating the second action skill first, then we're going to be activating the first one. I'm hoping we start to see some like 10k per hit on that AoE. And then with the plus ultra, I'm hoping we're seeing more damage. Even though All Might is a tanky boy. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, 39k from her. And then we do 10k with the bleeding being activated. 27k. So another 27k right there. Nice. And then we'll activate this. See how much damage. Please crit. She should crit. Come on. There's no way she's not going to crit, right, Toga? Alright, 2,000 per hit. I was expecting a little bit more, but damn, buddy, you're taking those 27k a lot. Alright, another 27k. Plus Ultra's going to go through the roof right here. Alright, so I'm assuming she's going to be doing max damage. No, 73k. I thought she would have hit max damage for sure. Alright, then 27k. And then finally from Toga, she does 33k. Then we're going to see 27k from here, right? Yep, 27k. Alright, so this guy's just practically dead right here. What I want to do then, if that's going to be the case, we'll activate Hawks, and then we'll activate the second action skill. Alright, 7k apiece. 47k to wrap up the second fight. Alright, so that's our early showcase with Toga. Now let's move on to Ultra Arena. Alright, fellas, it's Ultra Arena time. And for our first opponent, we're going up against a scary team right here, folks. Going up against Invisible Girl, Kirishima, Ashido, with movie form Midoriya and Kaminari being on the end slot. Now, how we're going to do this Ultra Arena showcase is going to be different from other showcase because we're going to be doing 6 matches. I feel like I owe you guys that much. But how we're going to be organizing this is that for the first 3 matches, you're going to be seeing this team right here. But for the next 3 matches, I'm going to put 2 hide characters on the team so we can see with the death buffs with Toga how it's going to affect those characters, number 1. And number 2, I want to see the character at the end slot, just in case if she doesn't die right here. I mean, she could die right here, but just in case that doesn't happen, does the character that come in after she dies get that buff as well? So, let's get this going. Then we're going to activate this, and then finally we're going to be activating this right here. We are faster thanks to the boy Hawks being a clutch man right here. So, let's go. AoE, get the defensive debuff, nice. Then we're going to do damage. And then we're going to get some defense right here. Alright, so she gets her buff. Then he gets the barrier, which is going to be going away from him right there. Goodbye. He does get the heals. Oh, the barrier was still active for him. Okay. Alright, buddy. You got that. Alright, so we're going to be activating Toga first. We want to get that crit out the way. Then we're going to be activating Hawk second. And then finally we're going to be activating Bakugo third. We could make it to where actually, you know what? Yeah, let's put Bakugo second and then Hawks third. I'm going to try to get the most damage out of our boy right here. Alright, nice. And then 23k. But sadly, that isn't the case. I mean, look how much better Kirishima is when he has a partner like that with her. With him. Sorry, not her. My bad. But yeah, with him, having a partner like Invisible Girl really helps him out a ton. But sadly, since I didn't have Invisible Girl with this guy, it just makes him look bad. Alright, so Hawks is going to be going first. See how much damage we do on Kirishima. It's going to be 22k. Then she's going to go. She's going to do a lot of damage right here. This character right here is a damage machine. She's just like Hawks, but she could get there a lot faster than Hawks. Alright, so then now our girl's going to be activating M plus Ultra, which doesn't really do much right there. Then finally, oh, he gets the stun, but I don't get the stun. Okay, I see how the game is working with me today. Nice, dude. Alright, so sadly... Okay, let me just look at Toga's kit real quick, just to get the, reduces the effective time of temporary status ailments by 2 turns for allies after character initiates 3 critical attacks. So we did not initiate 3 critical attacks. Damn it, that sucks. Actually, you know what, we'll let Hawks go. Do we want Hawks to go first? Nah, we'll let Hawks go second. We need damage right now from Hawks. Alright, 2 barriers have been activated. So Toga dies right there. Alright, so real quick, now we're going to be checking. Let's see, damage down should be at 100%, right? Okay, so yeah, we see reduced damage to character by 100%. Does Kirishima get this buff? Doesn't look like Kirishima gets the buff, but I'm going to wait until the turn plays out right here. Hold on. Alright, so now let's take a look right here. Does Kirishima get the buff? No, he does not. Damn, that sucks right there. What the hell, dude? Come on, man. Alright, so we'll activate this. Okay. Do we want the AoE? Yeah, we'll get the AoE and then we'll do this. Just to get rid of that barrier. Alright, get our own barriers up. Then we'll do that. 23k. Sadly, doesn't kill him. Hawks, I need that DPS, dude. Please. Alright, buff block is activated. Damn, 36k. That's that 50% from Hagakure, dude. Oh my god. Alright, all plus ultras are active thanks to Kirishima. So how much damage do we do right here? 22k once again. We're just hard stuck at 22k. She goes absolutely off right there. And then finally we have Jiro here, but I don't think Jiro's really going to make a difference, to be honest. Let's just see what happens after this turn. If not, I'll just... Oh, well, yeah. Okay, you know what? We're going to move on to the next match. After I just saw Bakugo's health right there, we're moving on to the next match. We tried our best, but wasn't enough. So for match number 2, we are going up against Hagakure, Bakugo, Midoriya, Ashido, with New Year Kirishima and Season 7 Bakugo being on the end slot. Let's just get into this fight. Again, I have no hope whatsoever in winning this fight, but we just got to fight it out to fight, man. I mean, like, the other matches that we had up on the lineup was going to be another Kirishima and Invisible Girl, and then it was like Bakugo, All Might, and Invisible Girl. It's just like, you know, what can we really do? I don't know. It's just like, I just don't see Toga really helping out on the meta right now at all, like, whatsoever. Alright, so we're slow. That's crazy we're slow. Crazy. we take damage. Alright, so Toga gets the defensive debuff. Then we get the uppercut. Then we get an AoE going. Alright, little damage right there, but we need a little bit more damage going for us. Alright, so now we'll get the crit support going, then this, and then this. And that's crazy. We still didn't get fast enough. These guys gotta be having some, like, 50% support memory across the board going on. Alright, 0. Alright, 18k. A little bit of damage right there. Alright, so it looks like Toga is going to be dying once again. Poor Toga. Alright, so get slapped up. Alright, so Hawk goes first. He's going to be doing nothing because he doesn't have Bullseye. She has Bullseye, but I don't really see it doing that much damage up against the opponent right here. Yeah, look how much damage. Basically nothing. And then finally, not that much damage either. Actually, Bakugo did do some damage right there, but that was not because of Toga whatsoever. Alright, now we're faster. Thank God. Alright, so AoE from here. Nice. Good damage. Good damage. Alright, then we get the single target going right there. Alright, oh my gosh, she took a lot of damage right there. And then she's dead. Alright, we got her buff up active though. So that's a good thing at least. Oh, I forgot to take Kaminari out the team because now he's just useless here. He is not helping us out at all. Alright, actually, real quick, Kirishima. Wait, did I say Kaminari? Oh my god, I meant to say Kirishima, my bad. Alright, so let's do this. Get the support for everybody. Alright, 26k. Get a Wii. Alright, she gets HP regeneration. She's going to be doing a lot of damage right here to Bakugo. And the Bakugo, he's not going to be doing that much damage at all because we didn't even do damage to him. Alright, so we're fine right now. Everybody's plus ultras is ready to go. Now we're at the mercy of Hagakure, who is going to cover. Okay, so we're going to be attacking Ashido. That's a good thing. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Alright, Hawk's going first, but dodge. Kirishima going second. Dodges. And then finally, no damage right there. If anything, it looks like Kirishima is about to die right here. Alright, so the buff from Toga, I think at this point is gone. So, yeah, damage is about to be taken from everybody right here. I could feel it. Alright, 2000. Alright, 0 right there because the barrier being activated. Alright, everybody has a plus ultra ready to go. So, let's just let it fly. On her, she needs to go. You need to die. Oh my, and that's the reason why. Freaking just killed Kirishima for free. Oh my god, Kirishima didn't have a hope of chance breathing. Alright, 20k. And did we? Oh my god, we practically killed her right there. What? Lucky. Just pure luck. What the hell? Alright, we'll do this. This, and then actually, damn. Oh, it doesn't matter. I was going to say maybe we could give it a Bakugo, but it doesn't matter because he's going first. So, yep, they're all dead. GG's. Let's move on to our next match. For our next match, we're going up against Midoriya, Bakugo, Midoriya. Then we got Hagakure. Then we got Midoriya, Fox Edition. And then we have Armored All Might, who's going to be the scariest opposition when he does come in and we are doing a lot of damage. Real quick, I'm going to be swapping these support memories right here. And then we have to swap Bakugo out. I just can't with this Hagakure no more. I need to put Endeavor on the lineup. He needs to come through right here. Because if he doesn't, then things are going to get dicey. We got to do more damage to her than the characters that she's surrounding with doing more damage to us. Because we're just not going to win. I just thought it'd be nice to have Bakugo here just to get to the defensive buff going for us and make Toga live longer. But Toga's not living longer. There's no point. Alright, so we'll activate this. Wait, sorry, my bad. We have to activate this. Just a full AoE Carnival we got going on here. Alright, defensive debuff. Nice. We got that going. And then finally, we get that. I miss. We do take some damage there. Alright, are we basically about to die? Oh my god, I'm getting Kirishima flashbacks again. Oh my god, there's no way, dude. This is... What's happening right now to us is not real. I refuse. Back-to-back characters that are like this, I refuse to believe that this is real. What the hell? Alright, luckily Hagakure is going to be dying this time right here. Only reason why we're still in this fight is to get the support that Toga is giving off. Oh, lucky we get guaranteed crits right here because this plus ultra from Endeavor is about to hit like a absolute truck right here. So let's see it, shall we? Alright, dodge, nice. Alright, so max damage, nice. Then Endeavor, max damage, killing off Hagakure, beautiful. Then finally we got Armor and All Might joining in the fray, which hopefully this turn we do get to knock him out for free. Everybody is going to be doing their normal attacks right here. Okay, nice, we dodged that. If we didn't dodge that, that was going to be a lot of damage we were taking right here. Alright, so now we'll make Endeavor go first, we'll make Hiroshima go second, and then we'll make Hawks go third to do the max amount of damage we can with Hawks. I got the timing off, nice. And then finally, the whole team is dead. That guaranteed crit came in clutch for us in order to win us the fight right there. We'll move on to our next match. Alright guys, for our next match, we're going up against Hagakure, Bakugo, Midoriya. Then we got Mei Hatsune with Fox Midoriya once again. And then we got Shigaraki, the General Pool one that came out a while ago. So, at this point, I think I've made the conclusions on how I feel about this Toga. At this point, I mean, I want to save it for the end. But I'll just say this right now. She feels like a battery to me. That's all she is. When she leaves, she becomes a battery. That's it. That's the best way to describe her right now. Alright, so defensive debuff once again. And mind you, I have to make sure that I'm finding fights that we're not going up against the Aizawa. I'm not trying to fight Aizawa because once he activates that action skill, she's going to be useless, basically. It's absolutely useless. Alright, so... And let's turn one. She dies again! Again! Oh my god. This is insane, dude. Again, I'm living in true hell right now. I just want to remind the people at home. This is hell. The flames of hell. Hotter than what you think a volcano could be. Oh, well. He got bound, damn it. Alright, so the only one activating on Pulse Ultra this turn is going to be Hawks. Next turn, Endeavor will get a turn. Let's hope it's not like the meme from Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like, there'll be no next turn. You're fine, right? You're fine, right? Okay, Endeavor is fine. Alright, so... let's activate our Plus Ultra with Endeavor now. Can we? Don't kill. Okay, didn't kill, thank God. Alright, so Endeavor is going to be doing a lot of damage. Alright, we live. Thank God. This, and this. Hopefully with the damage reduction, we are going to be fine. They dodged those, damn it. Alright, dodge. And that 17k with another bound. Lucky. I don't care what you call it. Lucky, dude. Alright, plus Ultra goes off from Bakugo. We get hit with a bunch of debuffs right there. Alright, Endeavor, this is going to be your final act. I hope you could go out with a bang, buddy. Come on, come on, come on. Well, Endeavor, at least you tried. That's the most important thing. Oh, we still live? What the hell? I thought we would have been dead by now. Okay, plus Ultra's getting active. Let's go. Hawk's going first. Getting rid of Bakugo's buff block. Nice. Nice damage right there. Oh my god. Alright, we dodged that. Nice. We don't dodge that. And I don't think we're dodging this one right here. Okay, no we're not. Yep. Bakugo is dead. So we got Jiro left on the board. Endeavor, if you live this turn, I will love you. Oh, he lived? Yes, let's freaking go, dude. Oh my god. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. There's no way you live right here. There is no next turn for you. What? I'm sorry, what? That is bull right there. That is absolute bull. Alright, we'll do one more match and then we'll wrap up the video. From screw it. Last match, we're going to be going up against the Aizawa. Whatever. And then we also have Invisible Girl, Bakugo Midoriya, Genten, and then we got Momo at the end slot. Let's just go, dude. Whew, let's just go. Toga, I just hope that you are able to, you know, help us out when you die. So that's literally your whole kid just tells me. Just help us out when you die. Alright, so same thing that we have been doing throughout the entirety of this video. That's what we're going to be doing. So, bam. Get the defensive debuff. Nice. I didn't think we got the case, but we did. I mean, to be fair, Aizawa didn't activate his action skill yet, where he does give the reduction. Now he did. The status element no going active. Alright, so now we will do this. No, this, and then this. Alright, so we got the crit rate ready to go. Even though we're not critting. We're not critting. I actually am curious though. If he gets the buff restriction active, the Aizawa. Let's see. Okay, we're not gonna see it. I was wondering if the buff restriction was activated. Do they get the buffs from Toga or not? If so, how many buffs do they get from the Toga? Alright, so our crit is at 100%. Let's do this. Alright, so 14k. And then wait, what? Hold on. Oh, Tranquility. I remember Tranquility. Oh my god. You see? Aizawa's just the perfect counter to this girl. Perfect counter, dude. Perfect counter. Literally, we're only getting the reduced damage by 100%. And then we're also getting the heal by 100%. That's it. I'm not even paying attention at this point. Oh my god. I need to go lay in a bed for like 60,000 years. Sure, buddy. 4,000. 24k. And 12k. Yeah, it's also a bad matchup for Endeavor as well. Alright, so... Oh, did we get hit with the... Hold on, buff restrictions? Let me just see real quick. No, we did not. Okay, we only got hit with cancel status and block. But Bakugo is dead now. Sorry, Bakugo. See you in the next life, buddy. Which ain't gonna be too long. Did Toga's buffs go away? Let's see, I think it went away by now, right? I think 100% standing on, 100%. No 100% standing around, nope. I'll just let this fight play out just to have something going for you guys. Just keep the video going on a little bit longer. Alright, 39k. Get the buffs going right there. Hawks does max damage, nice. And then Endeavor's gonna be doing not that much damage. Hagakure does like some damage, I don't know what it is. And then congratulations, our girl dies right there. Alright, so let's get out of here. Let's talk about our girl Toga, and then we'll just wrap up the video right there. Alright guys, so let's talk about Toga. She is definitely a must not summon. I don't think this character provides any benefits for you whatsoever. If you do pull her off the general pool, I mean, her death buffs could be really cool if you plan the team around that. I mean, let's say you're going up against a team and you have basically her and another character in the back slots. I guess it could be a way that if she dies first in the back slots, but that's the chance of that happening, then the other two characters are going to be sitting pretty for 3 turns. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's just this meta right now, this character is not going to be popping off whatsoever. I'm sorry, that's just my personal opinion on it. I will be making another video though of me running her with the Green Summerfest Toga, so stick tuned to that. But after that video, this character is just going to be sitting in the box pretty. That's it. So with that, this is where we're ending today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and target. Like and comment if you want to. You don't have to, but it's always really appreciated. Also subscribe. Again, you can let me know down below how you personally feel about this Toga. Maybe she's been popping off for you more so than I have. And with that, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.